Good morning. It's now about 10 o'clock on Saturday the 15th of June. I'm Andy and this is my allotment. I'm going to have a quick whiz round today. I haven't got much time because I'm going on holiday later today for a week. Off to sunny Norfolk. Yeah, okay, we'll see. Anyway, start off as usual with the potatoes. As you can see, they are doing absolutely brilliantly. These at the front here are some the first and second earlies. These were put in the ground about 6 to 8 weeks after the main crop, which are here. 2 rows of onion, one of Maris Piper there. In this bit here we've got Casablanca, Bambino, Pendant Javelin, and another one I can't think of at the moment. Casablanca. He'll come to me in a minute anyway. We're actually starting to get flowers forming on the potatoes. Now these are the main crop, which are flowering before the earlies, so not sure what that means. Anyway, buckets. Underneath here I have got 14 buckets full of potatoes, 6 main crops and 8 of the remainder, which are the earlies, first earlies, second earlies, and as you can see they're all doing well. Even the buckets I was having problems with, they're filling up nicely. There's only 1 or 2 out of 4 or 5 sprouting in there. I'm not sure again why that happened, but you can see the difference between that end and this end. This end they are standing a foot above the top of the bucket. There they're just 4 or 5 inches over the top of the bucket. Not sure why, but I'm not complaining as long as I get stuff on them. Okay, down to the fruit bed, which needs a damn good weed by the looks of it. We have raspberries. The lighter colour ones were in pots for quite some time, which is I'm sure why there's a difference in the coloration, or it may just be the variation in the actual genus of raspberry itself, summer fruiting and winter fruiting. As you can see, we have some raspberries forming. So we'll have raspberries this year, as long as I can get these netted fairly soon, I think. And again, more raspberries on there. Now this is one of the ones I got from Aldi. 3 for £5. I've got lovely flowers on there, and some flower buds coming on there, and the one at the back. So we have lots and lots of raspberries. At the far end up here we have 3 red currants in amongst all the bottles and the docks. I must really weed this when I get back. On the other side we have at long last success with strawberries. I've got loads of strawberry plants in there. Some I've grown myself, some have come as plug plants, some have been given by other people. I've also got a sweet marjoram herb there. We've got an oregano there, and then up this end we've got a sage which is doing fantastically, and in the pots either side of the sage we've got some mint. So fruits and herbs, which is the entire plan for this bed. Probably going to move some of the strawberries around, not certain yet. Hanging baskets. Got Tumbling Tom in the top, which is doing really well with the flowers, as you can see, and oh lovely, bumblebees all over. Another raspberry in a pot. Fantastic. Just what I want to see. Anyway, strawberries in the tumbling pot as well. Hanging basket, sorry, not tumbling pot. And then on the other side of here we have got lots more strawberries. Now these have got a lovely pink flower. I had these last year at home. Never got to taste any strawberries off it because with working down here on the plot I totally forgot about them. So the strawberries came and died and were eaten by birds or what have you. But hey, don't really mind as long as I get them this year. In this bed we have strawberries at the front, and at the back I planted some more herbs. They're all grown from seed these. There's coriander there, 2 bunches of it, or 2 stations of it rather. There's some dill, and then there's some curled chervil. Now the leaves on that are going purple. I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen, but I know that things going purple is a sign of potassium deficiency, so well, we'll just have to see. Rhubarb bed. I'm not showing you this for a while, so I might as well come over here. Again, it needs clearing out because there's lots of horsetail coming through this, unfortunately, so again I need a good going through. These 2 on this side are ones that have been given to me by Diane last year as new seedlings. One's Timperley Early, which is this one I think. Not sure what this one is, but I'm not harvesting off these as it's effectively only their first real year. and this one is going to get harvested. This is a Victoria I brought from home. This is about 4 years old, so that's looking really good. And I've got space at the front for some more stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in here. I might stick some asparagus in here, to be honest, next year. I know it's too late for this year, but I might stick some asparagus in between the rhubarb and see what I can get from it. The pond, no movement on the pond. I'm going to, as I said before, box it off with wood and make a wooden frame all the way around and put a wooden seating area around the edges of it, on this side at least. To be the other side is going to have a bed. I'm going to put artichokes in there, sunflowers perhaps hops, something big to give a break, if you like, to protect the seating area from the view over there of the lovely white fence. Decking area, I'm still leaving this at the moment because the wood is still expanding and contracting regularly with the weather. I'm going to wait till we have a decent bit of warm weather and it will all contract properly. At the moment it's swelled because of all the rain we've had, and there's very little gap between the planks. All the planks are only held down with one screw at either end, whereas the first 3 planks have got 2 screws on every joist, so there's about 20 screws going all the way through it, holding it in, and it's quite a nice seating area. It gets the sun quite nicely in the early afternoon, and by late afternoon when it gets really hot, the sun's gone behind the trees over here and it becomes shady, so it's quite nice. I'll have a quick run inside the polytunnel. Not a lot left in here now because I've been planting everything out like crazy the last couple of days. Some tomatoes, very late I know, but hey, what the hell. A couple of cucumbers at the back there which are doing quite well considering the last one I drowned, and some cauliflower which isn't doing so well. More tomatoes with a courgette in the middle of it, some herbs, some lettuce, leeks, dill, okra, more herbs, and 2 more potatoes which are growing in bags. These are the fantastic ones. Obviously being inside here, they're getting all the heat, they're really flying up well. Fantastic long stems on them. They're pretty much earthed up right to the top of the bag, so I'm going to finish them off next week when I get back from holiday. Underneath here we've got some asparagus, peas, some lettuce, spinach, beetroot. Got some potatoes which I haven't put in just yet. More herbs in here, more herbs, some Mizuna lettuce, and tomatoes and chilies. Now I've got 4 varieties of chilli in here which I'm quite pleased about. I'm going to try and show you one if I can get close up on it. Actually no, that's my tomato. Forget that. Right, this one. Now this one is a Fearless Blue, and what I'm really happy about on this is the lovely flower. If you can see that, but it's got a purple edge to it, and I've also got a couple of chilies coming on it already, one on either side there. And you can see those properly. Yeah. So I've got a Fearless Blue, I've got a Thai Hot Culinary, which is coming up nicely. The flower's just starting on that. We've got a New Max Twilight, again, flowers just starting, you can see them here. And then I've got a Cayenne Purple. Now all these I've selected not because of the heat, although a lot of them are quite hot, because of the colours. We've got purple, we've got blue, we've got indigo. All of them are going to look absolutely fantastic when they are up and running, I'm hoping. Right, as I said, there's not a huge amount in here because I've been planting out like crazy, so let's go and show you what I've been planting. Okay, before I do that, fruit bushes. I have got a gooseberry here, which is flowering, and hopefully we'll have some fruit on. Then I've got 3 more gooseberries here. Now the one I've got at home, I've put a video up before about gooseberry sawfly attack. I've checked all these over and these are fine, but at home I noticed it a bit too late and virtually every single leaf has been stripped off the plant. So check your gooseberries, look for little caterpillars. They start from the bottom, work their way up, eating everything on the way. I found 400 on one bush, which wasn't much bigger than these. Blackberries doing fantastically, and some blackcurrants here, which are, well, they're from twigs from last year. There's 2 or 3 of them taken, so they're going to be planted out shortly. Now then, I've taken the lid off this bed because normally it's covered by netting, just to show you where we're up to with it. Beetroot, both cylindra, doing very well, coming on nicely. Supposed to be 4 French beans in there, not a sausage coming up, and I've had a little root. I can't even find a bean, so maybe they've been robbed out. Some Rosso lettuce doing absolutely fantastically well. Mr. Fortune beans. Now I've got Mr. Fortune's and Mr. Fern's beans in the beds around here. Not sure which is supposed to be climber, which isn't, but as soon as I find out, those climbers will be transplanted. Under here, got some spring onions, silver skin onions rather. Under there we've got some carrots. Seem to be being protected by every other plant at the moment. Some pak choy, onions, more carrots, more onions, saladin lettuce, radish, more onions, peas. These are early onwards, I think they are. Again, no frame for these at the moment because they're all growing from seed and they're only just coming up now, so I'll let them be. Some saladin lettuce I've just put out today, more carrots, more radish, more pak choy. Moving onwards, we have got spring onions, which are doing absolutely wonderfully. And now these are Mr. Fortune beans. Now these look quite big, so these could be the climbers. I really don't know. And then in this bed here, I suppose they've got swede. 6 of them in there, but there's only one swede, I think, germinated. I don't even know if that is a swede. I'm hoping it is, but we shall see. Okay, next bed. Comfrey, doing absolutely wonderfully. By the time I get from holiday, this is probably going to need to be harvested. Walking onion doing wonderful again. As you can see, bulbils at the end are swelling out nicely. And I'm not going to take anything off this to eat. I'm going to harvest it and use the seeds to grow on. And I've just put a couple more salad and lettuce in there I had left over. These are the ones I'm more concerned about being eaten by pigeons because they're pretty much in the open. This one isn't going to be covered at all by a frame. So I'm just hoping that we carry on okay with this. Perpetual spinach. Now that I've harvested. It was 3 foot tall, well, up to my waist last time I cut it down, which was Thursday night. It's grown a foot since. So I've got a feeling I'm going to have to do some drastic trimming of this and cut it right back down to about 1 foot high and then let it grow again. Back on this bed, by the way, purple sprouting broccoli has all been harvested. I'm leaving this now just to see if I get any more off it, but it's got to a stage now where you've got to harvest just the very, very purple tips. Because otherwise it gets a bit woody and a bit tough when you cook it. So I'm just waiting to see how much more I get off it before these plants come out. Then this whole bed will be turned over to square foot gardening. More perpetual spinach at this end again. Again, this was trimmed back. This one hasn't grown quite as much as the other one, but I still want to probably split these plants. There's probably 2 or 3 plants in each of these stations and they're taking things over a bit. So what I might do is move these out and put them with the other perpetual spinach and make just a half a bed of perpetual spinach because it's quite nice, we do like it. Onion bed. Now if you remember a while back I had maybe a dozen onions in here out of the 100 or so I planted. I had a lot more onions in the polytunnel and I spent a happy night planting out about 150 onions. They're all looking a bit limp and straggly at the moment because to be honest I left them too long in the little modules. I put them in modules with a bit of soil to see if they grow first of all before I planted them out. Some are doing fantastically. In fact, they're all doing fantastically compared to what was in the ground before. But some are a bit limp and floppy over, and they have been for a few weeks, to be honest. And I should have gotten them out before now. It's just having the time to do it. But they're in now, so lots and lots of onions in there. Oh, speaking of onions, the big red onion I had in there, which I was leaving for seed, has fallen over. I'm not sure why. I'm going to have an investigator of that. I only just noticed it now on camera. So I'll have an investigate later and find out why it's fallen over. Looks like slug damage from what I can see from here at the moment, but I'll have a look. If it is, it's just coming out. I was going to keep it for seed, but never mind. Okay, this bed, garlic and leeks. One of the baby leeks has just been munched off right at the base. It's gone completely. The rest are doing fine. Bit of horsetail in this bed, and the 3 leeks I put in last year, which are at the front. One on the far side has been knocked over by something. I think it might be the fox because I found they've been digging in this bed. I've also put out more onions and 15 shallots, which I grew inside. Now this top bit here was where I had the stragglers from last year of the brassicas. They've all gone bar for one, which is looking like a lovely healthy plant, but I've no idea what it is. No idea at all. If it does anything, fantastic. If it doesn't, it'll just come out. At the end of the day I've lost nothing, have I? Right, this bed in the middle, See if I can get round to it. Hang on a second. I think I've shown you the new frame I made on this already. It was full of purple sprouting broccoli. Again, it had all gone mostly to flower, and I've taken them out, so we've got great big gaps on this side which the weeds have colonised straight away. Lovely, lovely spring cabbages in there, you can see them through the netting. Very, very sweet, really nice. I've also got some other plants in there which are getting rather large. Actually, that's a purple sprouting. Lovely. I can see a big head of purple sprouting on that one. It's taking its time to mature. So I'll cut that off and see what I can get from the rest. Other plants at the back I'm pretty certain are collies, because I've had collies from this area before, but there's nothing forming on them at all, just lots and lots of leaves. Again, I'm going to leave them until they start going to flower. When they start spiking or whatever, then I'll get rid of them. Now, another good thing about the raised beds I'm using at the moment, you can stand them up on end when you don't need them, so they're out of the way. I've taken that raised cover off this bed. This is where I put all the brassicas that was given by Davy Jones, and as you can see I've got some lovely purple cabbage there, red cabbage, which is coming up nicely. But the things I'm really, really impressed with is the calabrese, which is all, bar for one at the moment, which is too little a plant over there, got heads on it. Now, I've never grown broccoli before. I've grown purple sprouting but never successfully grown proper broccoli, so I'm really happy about this. Really, really over the moon. Okay, onto the beans bed. A couple of things in here to show you. I planted the front row of beans quite a while ago. They've been growing inside and I planted those out. Now I also planted, as insurance, another row of beans and beans in between them. So as you can see, some of the beans in the second row are now coming through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and the beans in between, there's 2 coming through at the moment. They're all protected by slug pellets, so I'm not sure why some have come up, some haven't. I've also planted out some of my cucurbits, squashes. The problem is I don't know what any of them were because I lost all the labels when the blowaway blew over inside the polytunnel that day. I think this one is a Nice Stellarond, and I think this one is a pumpkin mammoth. And now one other thing as well, I'm hoping somebody will be able to give me some ideas on this. I've got something growing in there. Now to me that looks like another pumpkin, another cucurbit, but I've not planted it. It's just grown up here by itself. Now I'm leaving it to grow. It's not doing too well, it's doing well, but it's not doing too much at the moment. I want to wait and see. I'm hoping I don't know how, but it could be a self-seeded thing. God knows where it's come from, but I shall let you know. The Scarlet Emperor beans on this side are still doing fine, with one exception. I've got one plant here that seems to have frazzled around the edges. I'm not sure why. Again, if anybody knows, let me know. But the leaves have just gone horrible. Now there's still growth on it, so it might come back. It's like it's been frosted. Now this one as well has got something on the edge. Now these two are on the edge of the bed, so I'm wondering if it's the wind burn or something like coming down at them. I don't know. Okay. In this bed, no movement on the beans I planted around the pole, but it's only been a week, so I'm not surprised. I've also planted in here some more of my squashes. This one I think is a zucchini courgette, as is the one at the far end that's a bit floppy at the moment. That one's been attacked by slugs, as you can see by the leaf lying to one side. In the middle I planted my sweet corn. Now this sweet corn I've been growing inside and I've been not very successful. I planted 12 first of all and got 2, which are the big ones in the middle. I then planted another 10 to replace the ones that didn't come up and got 5. So I've got better. I've gone from 2 out of 12 to 5 out of 10. So I planted those out at the moment because the roots were coming out the bottom of the root trainer, so that's fine. I've also got on the far side some more peas with a little makeshift frame to go up. So anyway, that's where we stand at the moment. I've given you a good run round now. Just a quick scan round the rest of the allotment, which is still a wilderness. All the way up to the black pot bin there, and the wood pile is mine. Lovely pile of bunch of nettles there on top of my dung heap. Bag full of leaf mould, which we'll hopefully be using later on this year or next. and it's just a quick scan around the rest of the allotment, and then we'll leave it at that. If you like what you see, please comment at the bottom, or subscribe if you haven't already. Do appreciate every comment I get, and I do try and respond to them all if possible. Don't feel upset if I haven't responded to your comments, because I do read a lot of them on my mobile, and it's very difficult to respond when you're on the mobile, and then it's a matter of trying to remember afterwards to try and go back to it. So if you do want to reply, please try again. I will try and respond to everything possible. Okay, that's all for today. I'm now off on holiday for a week, but I'll do another update next Sunday when I get back, as long as the weather's allowing me to, that is, and bring you up to date with what's happened while I've been away. Hopefully it won't be devastation. One of the allotmenters on here is going to water for me, or two of them rather, Stuart and Len. Thank you very much if you're watching this boat, guys. They shouldn't really need to water outside looking at the weather forecast. All they need to do is water the few things that are left inside my polytunnel, and that should be fine. Anyway, I shall leave it for now, as I've got to rush off. I'm already half an hour late and I'm going to get shot when I get home. I left my phone in the car and I've not been answering it, so bye bye for now.